What is up? What is up, fight fans? Welcome into the program. We have a fun one this week. As always, we preview the week's UFC card. This one halfway across the world, Baku, Azerbaijan. The second time UFC has been to Baku. They were there for the Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree Jr. card. We got a different venue this week, and we got a bunch of different names and faces on this one. So we're excited to go through the 13 fights on this weekend's card. But of course, Austin Swaim, senior multimedia analyst for Home of Fight, got to bring in the man, the star of the show, really the man who cuts the checks behind Home of Fight and keeps everything running for us. Matty Betts, how you doing this
Bro,
evening?
you're the star of the show. You've been printing, bro.
Well, I have to say that I really it really bums me out to go up like 13 units on a card and not be able to get you 3 props that we could fit into a cycle parlay. But
The
it's just
cycle's been a disaster, bro. I'm
Yeah.
trying to. How long has it been? What was the last hit?
Well, I mean, we had a show cycle hit at UFC 324.
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Was the last one was an Islam decision, was it?
I think it was.
Oh, that's fucking eons ago.
Well, we definitely need to print it. It's just been a tough year for like the way you like to bet the cycle. It feels like these big dogs. We saw these big dogs again last week. Andre Lima goes down outright. Bro. Michael Aswell Jr.
You see Lima on Twitter, by the way, all the shit he was saying.
Yeah, we'll see if that fight with Cody Durden at UFC 329 International Fight Week materializes or not.
That's a good scrap.
I think so too. I like the idea of Lima getting back in there quick. It felt. I mean, so you had Lima sub in the cycle, right? Just a quick review of last week.
It was probably dead regardless, but the nut shot completely cooked it.
Right. It feels to me though like he really didn't come in intentionally with that game plan. It felt like he kind of fought Borges in a domain where Borges could run away.
Oh, bro, Manny Moicano. Sorry to interrupt you. That was the last.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Moicano Duncan.
Boys. I can't believe I forgot that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a good lay as well. But you know, it felt off last week that Lima, it didn't feel like he took an optimal game plan there. Like, you know, we get to the show and I'm like, I sit here and I'm like, Matty, I want to be on board with your cycle legs, but it just feels like in 2026 especially, it's just been so tough to find value in some of these favorites and these props. And you know, we don't want to throw Kevin Borges' decision 11-1 in a cycle. So it's really
and the
hard.
White House card was all knockouts, so that was an impossible cycle card.
Yeah. That's a bummer that there wasn't even an available cycle for that card, especially, you know, a few of the sub guys in there. But
should have known with the 7 fight card, it's so hard to hit a cycle.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we still gave it a pretty decent shot. But I already see super chats trickling in, guys. If you send those in, you send your favorite long shot parlay. We're going to read them at the end of the show, as we always do. We'll go through one by one. The earlier, the better, because I read them in order. So the earlier you get them in, the better to get in line. We'll go through at the end of the show, read those at the end, and you can get staked $50 to $100 from Matty. And then we're going to go through the 13 fights on the card. We'll build a couple of parlays at the end if you're brand new to the program. But I think it's a good week to join us because we've done a lot of, at least I've done a lot of work in the lab on these prelims trying to figure out who the heck some of these guys are. And that includes this first fight up on the night here. At welterweight, we have both of them making their UFC debut. Tahir Abdullayev taking on Jefferson Nascimento. Matty Abdullayev, the guy from Baku, the hometown guy that'll get a nice pop right out of the gates here. But Jefferson Nascimento, LFA alum, looking to spring the upset. What do you have here on either of these guys? You like either of them? You gotten a chance to tape them?
Not a ton. I first glance, I kind of like to hear. This is at 170, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of like to hear here, but it's a fucking. I mean, it's almost a pick 'em fight. Wow.
What if I told you in a very unlike me way, I have already bet this fight. I bet Jefferson Nascimento money line, dude.
What did you get? What price did you get?
I got plus 110 on Kalshi earlier today.
Wow.
I think that price is actually still hanging out there, but I didn't want to risk it. I thought it would close closer to a pick 'em. I have to be honest with you, man, and I posted on my Twitter. I think Abdullayev's a can. Like I saw the submissions that he had regionally. One of them was just a face smash that you would never get away with at any sort of high level grappling in UFC. And Nascimento, the odds are stacked against him because he is a lightweight by trade. So he's a little bit smaller guy in theory, but these guys are both 5'8". I think Abdullayev, really, I don't know if we edited his picture, but he certainly doesn't look like that on regional footage. Maybe he's come in really good shape. But like, so Nascimento is going to be a little bit of a smaller dude, but I don't trust Abdullahev's cardio. And Jefferson was a guy I had circled for the Contender Series because he's an exciting guy, throws these overhooks in overhands in combination, these hooks in combination, really good defensive grappler and sprawler. I thought Jefferson was a guy that I had circled that I was going to bet on the Contender Series. He forgoes it entirely. And I think it says a lot that the guy from Baku in nearly a pick'em, when everyone's going to be like, oh, it's a setup spot. But Jefferson Cemento is a skilled guy that I think has a UFC future ahead of him, so I bet him.
Do you like any outcome?
I think, and I'm going to play a cardio angle a few times on this card. I think I do like 2-3. He doesn't really have a submission tendency, so that probably is a knockout. He's more of a grappler by trade. Now I've seen him throw a couple of submission attempts out there, but really likes to use his hands. So I think KO would be my preferred path later than earlier here for Jefferson.
All right.
All right, so we'll move on. Let's see if I talked Matty into that. I like that, but I have a feeling that we're going to be have a little bit more to discuss with this next one. Good fight here at bantamweight between Beksat Almakan taking on our guy John Matsumoto. I mean, just shows you the depth in this bantamweight division that both of these guys have 500 or worse records in UFC because they're so really good. But you know, Beksat has faced a brutal schedule of competition. John Matsumoto on the other side has been a victim of a couple of decisions that didn't go his way that were very, very close. So, Matty, I don't know if it's a buy low spot with Matsumoto. If he's minus 162 still, that's climbed a little bit this week. What do you think of John in this matchup against a guy with maybe a little less experience?
He's down to minus 150, I'm seeing.
That it's been right about there. Yeah, it depends on what book you're looking at.
Yeah. I mean, I like John Matsumoto in general. I had a great fade spot on Almakan in his last fight, which, bro, I was so confident in Topuria on that fight. We talk about this all the time, fighters that have a big moment, and you know, Beksat had that big moment against Umar. But I just knew Topuria was the more well-rounded fighter. I lean Matsumoto here at a pick'em, but it is close. I think it's a split decision written all over this, 29-28, one way or the other. So I like length in this fight. I think both guys make it the distance, and I think it's a close decision. So maybe even looking at this fight for a potential cycle leg, like Beksat decisions plus 350, Matsumoto decisions plus 130, bro. I think that's probably how it ends, but that's a shit price at plus 130.
I mean, I'm going to posit this because you know I don't get there on these favorites. I have Matsumoto decision minus 106.
Really?
So, like, I really like Matsumoto decision this week. I've got him, by the way, minus 264 overall in this fight. And I know Beksat has faced a really tough schedule, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is he's underperformed even that. When you look, he's landed just 1.61 significant strikes per minute, negative 2.12 striking success rate. You look at how Colby Thickness fought Topuria compared to how Almakan did. Almakan underperformed those per minute metrics. I think that maybe there's a chance. I know he's a pretty good fighter. He put out Katona, I think it was pretty quick. But John Matsumoto is a guy you and I have been very high on for a long time. He's not getting subbed by Almakan, and I really don't think Matsumoto is going to struggle with scrambles because to me he just beat, in my opinion, a better fighter than Beksat Almakan in Farid Basra.
And that was a split, by the way.
Yeah, I thought Matsumoto won round 3, and I thought he won the fight. It was a very close decision, as this one may well be, because John, the problem with him is he doesn't have a lot of power. He's only submitted one guy. It was Dan Argueta by guillotine, which you cashed on, by the way, back in the day. I don't think this is the spot to roll the sub back out.
1 second in the round, by the way. That was sick.
Yeah. And the thing that is so crazy to me about Matsumoto and why I label him as one of the best prospects any division in the sport, he's already had these results. He's had this per minute performance. He's 26. He's right in the middle of one of those key improvement windows. So I think we're going to see the best version of John Matsumoto, and my model likes a dominant decision win.
I like it. It's a candidate for the cycle. I was hoping it'd be like plus 170, but it's definitely an option.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on this money line because the decision prop will correlate and see if we can get a little bit better of a number. What up, Mushroom 3266? What up, bro?
Bro, this is crazy that McGregor, like, I feel like you're going to see big money come in on Max, like, in the next week.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, he was projected to be like a 4-1 favorite, and people are on the McGregor fucking Kool-Aid right now.
Yes, it is. It is a very interesting fight. I can't wait to model it and see what it says because McGregor's stats are kind of ancient at this point. I try to adjust for that, but
I will say Connor, I'm not buying into him completely, but it's funny as someone tweeted today, the fact that Connor didn't make fun of the Poirier situation on social media shows that he's dialed in and focused, and I actually agree with that. Like he's fucking dialed, bro. He's religious now. He's sober. Like I do think we're gonna see a good version of Connor, but at the end of the day, it's how many years of rain rust and Holloway. It really comes down to the power and size at 170 if that makes a difference. But bro, you can't be confident holding a McGregor ticket if that thing goes past 10 minutes. I don't care what anyone says.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of people. If you don't know this, in my day job, I meet up with like clients and stuff, and I talk to them, and I tell them I do UFC stuff, and they ask me about McGregor. The very first thing I tell them, the fight being at 170 makes a big difference in terms of how it might actually look. So I'm with you there. By the way, we're off for UFC is off period for 4th of July weekend. We'll be back. Next show we do will be 2 Wednesdays from now. We'll talk International Fight Weekend. Not only McGregor Holloway, but that card is stacked top to bottom. I literally can't wait for that show. But we got to finish this one first, and it includes fun guys like Daniil Donchenko taking on Theodore Berggren here. This is a welterweight last-minute battle because Andreas Gustafsson pulled out of this Donchenko fight a couple weeks ago. So Berggren stepping in to face one of the scariest dudes in the division. Good for him. Matty, do you give him much of a chance with Donchenko coming back at -5?
I haven't looked at this guy much. The only thing that sticks out to me, I remember that Alex Morono fight, bro. That was in February.
Yeah.
And it was a dominant win, but you'd like to see him put away Alex Morono. I mean, previous to that fight, Morono got put away in round 1.
Yeah.
But like overall, Morono's pretty durable, bro. I mean, he's kind of looked at as like a chinny guy, I think, perception-wise, but like, he went the distance with D-Rod, Nico, Buckley was the one that sticks out. So I think all in all, it was a decent performance for Donchenko.
Yeah.
I think he's obviously deserving to be this big of a favorite here, but I mean, what is the KO even going to be? -150, -200?
It's currently -170 on Caesars.
Okay.
So, I think, and like, I wasn't sure going into this. Like, I was gonna say I like Donchenko 1-2. I didn't really know.
Yeah,
it would depend on the prices. I will say if KO is -170, sub is +700. I kind of prefer that submission sprinkle. Berggren was submitted in Cage Warriors by Justin Burlinson. I don't know if you remember him, UFC Flameout, a guy that really didn't have a lot of UFC or Cage Warrior success.
+750 on the sub.
Yeah, and Berggren is a guy that, like, I think he is improving himself quite a bit, but the problem with KO is, like, I feel like I've played this spot a few times, maybe like with John Silva and things like that. Sometimes guys you hear they just want the KO. Josh Hokett just came out this week and said it in an interview. He's like, I wasn't submitting him. I wanted the KO. And so they play with their food a little bit. And maybe that bit Donchenko a little bit against Morono, but you and I are Alex Morono guys, and I don't really think he's chinny. When you think back to the beating he took from Carlos Leal before they actually waved that fight off, like I feel like he's a guy that's usually willing to power through.
He didn't go down, right? It was a standing TKO.
It was a standing TKO. So
what do you think of a 2-3 angle here on the KO?
I don't hate it. 2 feels right.
+400 round 2, +700 round 3 KO.
The problem is, tell me if you agree when you watch a little bit of Berggren. I feel like he leaves his chin so far up in the air when he's throwing these hooks. And these
this might be a build-up spot for Donchenko here.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's so tough to find a person that's going to fight this dude on 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah, for sure.
At least Berggren is a welterweight and he's a big guy, but like I really like. To me, he feels like almost like a improved 2.0 version of Fiziev in terms of he's very fast for this division, explosive hands, good kicks. I think there's more grappling than we've seen at this point, but I came on and I told you, I think before the last fight with Morono, I was like, I really like this Donchenko kid. And I was happier to see him go a hard 15 than I was maybe for another quick fluke knockout, which we'll talk about a few of those as we get through this.
I agree.
We'll funnel this for later. Honestly, Matty is a straight bet savant in UFC. He just ties too many of them together. So we'll see.
The thing is what most people don't know is I do make a lot of straight bets like on the bookie portals and like on some apps, but like, I go back and forth with it, bro, because like everyone wants long shots. And it's like I put out so many slips as it is, but like anyone that's tailing slips, you guys are welcome to just take legs out of slips and just straight bet them, especially when they're big plus money.
Right. Absolutely. I will always have that as my foundation as well. We got a comment. Donchenko going to break this, dude. We know Moreno's a dog. I think we are probably the most pro Alex Morono podcast on the face of the
I only was because I hit that round 2 sub on him, but since then has been he hasn't shown a lot, truthfully.
Yeah. The Buckley survival also was very surprising to me because Buck is a guy that has a ton of power. But we'll move forward here. We'll talk about the next fight.
This one's crazy.
Yeah, this has the potential. Any Javier Reyes fight has the potential to be absolutely wild. Con Ofley seems like a decent sparring partner for him here, so we'll see how they do at featherweight. Reyes a minus 162 favorite coming off the comeback in his debut. Matty, he was hurt early in that fight. Were you impressed by him? Are you more of an Ofley guy? We haven't talked hardly about this card at all, so I just am wondering where you stand.
Yeah, I think I'm dog or pass here.
Okay. I
will say this is one of those fights I look at of, potentially taking a grappler by knockout, bro.
Yeah.
Let's take a look, but Con Ofley by KO is 10-1.
Whoa.
The sub is plus 850, which is, so maybe you look at a finish prop, but I think it's a very 50-50 fight here. So I lean the dog, who I think has more ways to win. But no, to answer your question, I wasn't that impressed with Reyes' last performance.
Yeah. It's really hard to when Douglas Da Silva Andrade has been a 135er his whole life, and he goes up and I know he hits hard, but he's definitely looked weathered, and then he hurts him. Of course, Reyes also on the regional scene fought Le'Veon Douglas and lost to him as well via brutal knockout, as many will against Le'Veon Douglas. But Reyes, I think, is going to always be a guy who forces the action. He's going to take the center to his own detriment. I wonder what this line looks like if Con Ofley had gotten the loss that he deserved in his last fight against Yijan. That was a crazy robbery, like one of the worst robberies of the year so far. Yeah, Matty, plug that. We're gonna do some fun stuff with home fight cards later. But Ofley also got the submission win against Ramos. It's crazy to me that you said he was 10-1 win by knockout because Reyes is just
and if he gets his back or full mount, he can get a ground and pound too.
Yeah. It's like two halves of me are split apart when you tell me it's 10-1 KO. It's like, okay, if odds makers really feel that way, I really like Reyes to win this
fight. That reach
fight.
is crazy. It's a great comment in the chat here from Dylan. 7-inch reach advantage at featherweight's pretty insane.
Yeah. Like I really like Reyes to win if 10-1 is KO, or is 10-1 KO actually just a really great number because Reyes is chinny? It's a really interesting
discussion. And Reyes is plus 230 on the KO prop.
Okay.
Hopefully by decisions plus 300, which is not a bad look.
These numbers sound like the total is going to be like not juiced to heck to the under, which is a little surprising. Yeah, it's minus 140 to not go the distance. It's like basically playable, which is a little surprising given the way Reyes fights. Like anybody he's faced again, that's like UFC level competition. It's been within 10 minutes. The fight was decided. It's really hard not to when he just kind of pushes forward no matter what. But
yeah,
sure. We had a guy comment in chat. I forget where it was. I'm an Ofley guy. Our guy, The Solution. I'm not an Ofley guy, so maybe that's like clouding my bias. But at minus 180, which is what it is on FanDuel right now, I think you got to pass on Reyes. So he's just way too liable for that. So I get your take.
That's fair.
But let's move on here. Let's talk about this middleweight bout. Nursultan Ruzaboyev is back. He is in his area of the country. I mean, he's not from Azerbaijan. He's from Uzbekistan, so very close by. He's taking on Russia's Andrei Polyayev here, Matty. Minus 250 is a guy who's won quite a bit in UFC. We've seen him quite a bit. What are your thoughts on Polyayev here in this spot at plus 190? Because like he feels like a guy that he's kind of like a rock in your shoe. He's not going away. It feels like he's just always kind of there. So does Ruzaboyev make light work of him?
I remember when this was like maybe 2 years ago now. I remember on the Show Me the Money pod, Gilbert and Moicano and I were talking about Ruzaboyev. Yeah. And this was before he had fights against like Buckley and Stolfus, and like this was probably before the Dumas it was probably after the Ferreira fight or Dumas fight. But we were looking at this guy's fucking stats and record and finishes, and Gilbert and Moicano made the joke that he was like finishing like Uber drivers and janitors in other countries. Because the guy has like, what does he have? Fucking 20 subs or some shit?
Yeah.
20 submissions and 13 knockouts. But I will tell you, Austin, ever since then, just watching them in the UFC, you know, outside of the Buckley performance, I think he's actually better than how we rated him on that pod, if that makes sense. I still don't think he's like a top 5 or 10 guy, but like I think he's well-rounded. I think he has a chin. I think he's very dangerous at his height and reach and power. You know, so I think he's a deserving favorite here. And I don't think he's going to really, unless he's facing like a really good grappler, he's really not going to get out grappled. And maybe he can get out wrestled at times and be on bottom. I think that's kind of how the Buckley fight played out, right? I think Buckley mixed in some, if I remember correctly.
30-26 with the wrestling.
Was it that bad? Jeez.
Yeah, it was that bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think Ruzaboa is a good favorite here. I mean, really, what is Palaev's win path? A little more point scoring on a scorecard, because I don't think he's finishing Ruzaboa. So maybe you can make an angle for Palaev by points here. He did go the distance with CLD. That was a unanimous decision loss. And he went the distance with Ateba.
Yep.
I think Ruzaboa by points here is probably an angle I would look at, though. But I kind of go back and forth because, you know, Palaev's actually had some really good competition.
Yeah.
CLD and Ateba, you know, those are really high quality guys.
Yeah. I think your analysis there was very helpful because a lot of people were in the same boat with Ruzaboy. We kind of looked at his record. He was fraudulent. Trains with a really good gym at Renzo Gracie. The problem that I have is that I think we underrated Polyayev even more because he was a plus 205 dog on the Contender Series. You know, they thought he was a sacrificial lamb against CLD. He was a sacrificial lamb against Gautier. And it's like he just keeps hanging around doing his thing against these guys that are significantly better strikers than Ruzaboyev. Ruzaboyev's got a good right hand, but like I don't feel like he puts very much volume out there. His striking accuracy and defense numbers are very poor, even despite some of the wins. And really, the competition is fine. Like Dustin Stoltzfus, Dumas, Meconico, I think has gained a little bit of momentum with fans. So like that checks out there. But like, I think this is just an awkward matchup for Ruzaboyev as a guy that I have bet before historically, because it's like Polyev's a tough guy to wrestle even for these guys that tried. And how tall these guys are, it's like long and awkward. They're not used to fighting guys that are as tall as they are. So like, if to answer your question, you're like, what about Polyayev points? Well, I've got it plus 231. And I think that is my favorite angle here.
Yeah.
Is like to me, it's a longer fight. The fight being minus 170 to not go the distance. I actually feel like that would significantly favor Ruzaboyev, but I like the over. I feel like this is a longer fight, but both guys have their moments. Ruzaboyev might drop Polyayev at some point with one of those right hands, but the kicks from Polyayev, the more consistent volume, this could be a very close decision.
Back
so
and forth.
I might bust out split decision here for Polyayev because I know DraftKings will release the split decision prop sometime. I bet Andres will be like 15-1 or higher. Yeah. Like it'll be a big number.
Real quick, Austin, PD, come here. I'm going to have my boy PD rip a card for Travinci because I got to use the bathroom. Come over here.
All righty.
All right, so we're going to go. All right, you just got to coach him how to do it, Austin.
Okay.
Here, bro. Just click a $60 pack, and Austin will. Let's go.
Welcome to the show, PD.
What's good?
Hey, bro. So you want to click on that $60 pack right there? Yep. And then if you click buy now, and we'll use the XPR tab there so we won't put in Maddie's credit card info in front of everyone. Click confirm purchase, and our guy Travinci is going to get one of these cards here. Now, sometimes it loads a little funky, but this one looks like it's doing well. Let's get him something good. We were ripping crazy packs last week on the show.
We want a banger here. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then we're going to buy another one if Maddie doesn't hustle back here as well.
All right,
Raul Rosas, $100 card. That is a $110 card. PSA 9. Yes, Chihuahuas indeed. That was a sick card that our guy Travinci pulled. Here, quick, Petey. Let's keep spending Matty's money while he's gone.
Hit the back.
Yeah, go ahead and hit the back arrow there, and then we'll go back to the repacks tab at the top. I'm gonna grab my guy Free Agent CSP. We'll give you a card as well here, buddy. As soon as we can get one loaded up.
What's the best card we can get right now?
Great question. We'll check the top rips on the pack there.
Can we get a Dustin Poirier airport card? Is that
him pulling up the shorts?
It's incredible.
Or the pants.
It's incredible.
Let's try to reload. I hope it's meant to be for our buddy.
Internet can't be this bad. This is insane.
Sometimes we have it. It's really not Collectibles' fault. It's when we're doing this with StreamYard sometimes.
All right, here we go.
We'll go to that MMA. Maybe we'll take a different path then, yeah.
Should we do 150?
No, let's do 60. Matty needs those 150s. He's chasing it. Scroll down and we'll see the potential hits here. Let's see what the best cards on the board are there. We still got that protest card. That's a different PSA than the Ultimate Chase card. McGregor.
Oh, he's coming back. We gotta get it. We gotta rip it.
Yeah, we'll rip it real quick.
We gotta rip it. Come on. Hold on, Matty. I'm on a heater.
We just ripped 110. Tell me we got a 110 Rosas card there.
You pick another user?
Yeah, I did.
All right, cool.
All right, come on, boys. Come on, boys.
All right, here we go.
Give him something nice.
What do we got here? Penny cans at $55 card. Hey, it could have been a $30 card.
Austin, pick one more user.
Okay. Let's see. All right, let's go with Purple Hash 86 here. My guy Aaron Carr. Hit me with the puppy dog guys in chat. So we'll we don't want anyone to frown here. By the way, I try to spread the love. I see some of you guys have commented we transferred cards before. Eventually I'll start doing repeats, but we want everyone to get their hands on one of these so they can see how they package them. If you ship them to your house, they're so cool. All right, Petey, you've been crushing it. So let's see this last one.
Go.
My guy, Purple Hash 86.
Come on, Purple Hash. You deserve it, big dog.
If it's that protest chase card, Matty might buy it off you cash. What do we got here? Ketlin Vieira. It's a nice card. $90 card. That's a really nice hit there.
All right.
Sapphire PSA 9 for Ketlin Vieira. Who knows? She's hanging around the title picture 135. You never know. You can't get rid of her. So, Aaron, there's your card, buddy. So,
PSA 9.
Yeah, I see what saying. Hey, I've never gotten one. Keep letting it fly, guys. We will put you guys in and try to get everybody a card before too long. But that was good stuff. Man, we were ripping cards early tonight. Is this the 150 hits you're looking at right here?
No, I think this is. Oh yeah,
that's signed. What Dana White Max Holloway card on the 150 is crazy.
All right, boys.
Nice work, Petey.
What was that one?
He pulled. It was a $90 card. Ketlin Vieira.
Wow, Caitlin Vieira is $90.
Hey, it was even a PSA 9 too, bro. Who knows? She can get that title rematch, but it's good stuff. And by the way, those are the repacks by Collectibles. We rip them on the show every week. We got something cool with Collectibles that I get to tell you about later. That would have been insane if we had pulled a promo card, Matty, right there. What you were.
I know. Hopefully, we do later in the show.
I would love to pull that for someone, and we may give some cards away later, guys. So don't give up on that. But we'll move on here from Rozaboyev and Polyayev.
Guys, if you're still waiting on a card, DM Homa Fight Cards on Instagram or Twitter so we can get you taken care of, please.
Yeah, right. Because sometimes we get like username errors, like they can't find the username, so we'll try to track down what happened there. But appreciate we got some comments that someone got their card in the mail the other day.
I'm waiting on mine. I got 8 cards coming. I'm hoping it'll be by Monday.
Oh, let's fucking go. Worst case, you'll have him for International Fight Week, so that's good stuff.
For sure.
All right, let's move on here. We'll turn the page to this light heavyweight bout here.
Oh, let's go.
Rahman Yakyayev taking on Julius Juicebox Walker. Matty, both of these guys last year were really highly regarded prospects in this division. Julius has taken a couple of setbacks since coming in undefeated, whereas Yakyayev has looked like an unstoppable monster. So,
Yeah.
Matty, Yakyayev is minus 520 here. A man that has been as dominant as he will typically carry such a price. So, what do you think of this matchup for Abdul, and sort of the prognosis on how you think he gets it done here?
Yeah. So for the White House card, we were in Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Tailgate Beach Club pool party where we hosted, which we'll be hosting again, guys, in a couple weeks for the McGregor card. But my cabana was right next to Julius Walker's cabana. So he was literally there. We were having drinks, chilling with Julius. Super nice guy. He was shredded, bro. He was by the pool with his shirt off. Crazy good shape, shredded. Super nice guy, good striker. Decent wrestling and grappling when he's facing strikers. But I think the reason you see this betting line so drastic, because if you look at their skill sets, like purely in striking, I think it's a pretty good fight. Like if this is a kickboxing fight, I think it's very close odds. But when you look at who Julius Walker's fought as far as like elite grapplers, it's really nobody. I mean, maybe someone decent outside of the UFC, but I mean, I think Alonzo Menifield's probably the best grappler he's fought, which isn't saying a ton. And then you look at the decision win against Rafael does nothing for me. That's a low-level opponent. Yeah. Jacoby KO should have been a hammer. I can't believe I didn't back. I did take him on the money line, but the fact that I didn't bet my boy Jacoby by KO in a cycle was crazy in hindsight. But I just think that physicality-wise, it's pretty even, but I don't think Walker has felt anything like the grappling that Yakaya is going to bring to the table here. I think positionally, Yakaya is going to have his way when this hits the mat. So, and I think the eye test, when you look at Yakaya's fights, it seems like he definitely prefers getting these chokes and subs over like the KO finishes. And you look at the market, the KO and the sub, depending on the book, is pretty identical. I'm seeing plus 150 for the KO, plus 150 for the sub. So literally the market's saying, hey, if he gets a finish, it's a 50-50 chance it's a KO, it's a 50-50 chance it's a sub. But the guy does have 5 sub wins over his 3 KO wins, and he's facing a guy that just hasn't grappled at the highest level. So I like Yakaya by sub as a cycle option here. I'm sure Austin will probably talk me out of it based off the number and his love for Julius Walker, but I think my initial lean here, I think Yakaya is going to get his back at some point, maybe round 2, and get a rear naked choke. He's had 3 rear naked chokes in his last 4 fights and a guillotine choke 5 fights ago. I mean, he's literally won by sub 4 of his last 5 fights, and he's facing a grappler that's just 2 tiers below him. So I actually think the price is pretty solid here, because outside of the Jacoby fight, Walker hasn't really shown that he's like chinny or anything. And Jacoby's he's not the craziest power puncher, but he's a legitimate kickboxer with some pop in his shot. So plus you got to like the fact that Walker went the distance with Menifield, who has big power, which makes me like the sub even more. So my final answer after yapping for 2 minutes is Yakaya by sub.
Yeah, Matty, I totally get it, and I think we can both agree here. There's going to be a storm to weather. Yakyayev has these crazy kicks. He's got these really nasty chokes. Like the way he was able to control Brenjison Ribeiro is a way that I know Brenjison Ribeiro isn't a super well-regarded guy, but nobody else has done that to Ribeiro, specifically on the ground. Like Ribeiro's a guy that got a Kimura against Nurgaje. Like I think Yakyayev is obviously a very talented prospect. My love for Julius Walker being appropriate in that I love this guy as an athlete. I think the durability is very strong there. Honestly, he took way too severe of a beating against Dustin Jacoby. It was a really bad stoppage. So if you want to play the angle that Walker took a lot of damage not that long ago, and that's why I like Yakyayev, I get it.
How many months ago was that?
I think it was like 4. It was like February, I think. So it was because I checked earlier.
February 7th.
Yeah. I checked earlier today. I was like, man, it feels like a quick turnaround. But
who do you think has the better cardio?
Julius Walker by a country mile. I think and that's like the thing is that I think he's got to take
this comment from chat. T Birch 98 1-2 sub. I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
for Yakyayev here.
I'll pull up some numbers here in a minute because I think it'll be interesting. But like I like the Walker Deepwater angle here, dude. He's a guy that I feel like maybe he doesn't get out to the other side of the storm, but this money line is so big that I know I'm just going to be able to take small sprinkles at that sort of.
I just feel like if Walker would have at least had one grappling test in the UFC prior to this, he'd be way more prepared for this matchup. But you're just stepping up 2-3 tiers in the grappling department in the versus anyone he's ever faced. And he's still, when did he start MMA? He's still very raw and very green.
Right. And it feels to me like he's significantly more raw than Yakyayev on the other side training with the guys from Chechnya. By the way, you know who Julius Walker's head coach is? Violent Bob Ross.
I have so many stories about Luis Pena that I can't even say on air. He's a South Florida guy, bro. He was Pat Downey's roommate. I used to chill with the three of them. We had some crazy nights, let's just say that. But Luis Pena is a good dude. That's my boy. I like him a lot.
If Walker 2-3 hits, I get to build your entire international fight week circle. No, I'm kidding.
Guys, we'll do more. We're gonna do more packs later in the show.
So it's not completely, but maybe we can play a game with it. But yeah, it'll be interesting. So I want to pull up these numbers just because I feel like the line is wide. But let's see what it is. So Yakyayev sub is plus 100. KO is plus 175. I am with
plus 100. Where is that?
Caesars.
Oh, bro, that's
what you got?
150 in Florida.
Oh, that's really nice.
I would not play it at even money, but that makes me more confident on the plus 150.
What's KO at Hard Rock then?
Same number, 150.
Oh, okay. So
what's KO on Caesars?
Plus 175. So that's by the way, guys, that's why you shop around. If you like Yakyayev KO, go to a different book. So but then let's see. Walker round 2, 16-1, round 3, 22-1. I feel like I have to take. I don't even think I have to take sub. I could just take round 2 KO because I don't think he's going to tap Yakyayev. But I mean, it's that the number is big here for a reason. But Matty, I agree with you that if the number is going to be even or even that close, I definitely prefer sub because I do trust Julius's chin. Mm-hmm. I know the head defense is a concern, but the level of competition he has faced already, Alonzo Menafield, Dustin Jacoby. I think he performed admirably enough considering he won round 1 of the Jacoby fight to not be plus 350 against a guy in Yakyayev who the market is kind of assuming he's better than those guys. And I'm not there. He was hurt early in that Ribeiro fight.
That's a good comment in chat. That explains why he was in Vegas for the tailgate.
And this isn't another sick guy. Extreme Couture's taking over the world, man. It feels like everybody and their brother's been training there a little bit, but
who's he been training with? Do you know?
Let me take a peek.
Not Nixick, is it? I don't think it's Nixick.
I'm taking a peek here. I'll be doing my fight. Maybe it's just at the PI, dude. It looks like it's at the UFC PI, which is a really good place to train as well. Just a lot of UFC fighters traffic in there, especially around fight week, especially if they're at the Apex. So it's a little weird that he's going to Baku. But the travel element, I think, is something we're talking about with some of these American guys going over compared to Yakyayev, very close to home. But even if Julius gets hurt,
that's a great comment, bro. I love the sub. I have to put it in the cycle.
I mean, do you remember the way he finished Cerquera and that it was a knockout, but he still grabbed the neck? You know what I mean? It's like a tendency at this point. So I get it. And round 1 sub then is probably going to come in at plus 1.
He's got those long limbs and neck too, bro. Even if he gets hurt on the feet, I think he gives up the back.
If I can't talk you out of it for the cycle, I can't talk you out of it. But I don't. I don't trust this.
Well, I like it even more now that I know it's even money on Caesars. We'll see. The Novig traders are gonna put that on the board. I just texted them. I want to see what that price is gonna come in at. But I really like the guys. So
yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to talk you out of it, but it's good discourse to have, and I can't wait to see what happens in that one. I've been a Yakyayev guy. I've gotten the sub in both fights thus far. It's just. I feel like it's a little bit of a step up, and to me, people are really selling Julius when that's good. That's good competition he faced. By the way, Matty, both Jacoby and Menafield back in the rankings with that AI rankings update that went through on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And create some crazy updates on there. Our guy Nathaniel Wood up to number 9.
What was let's not spend too much time on this, but what do you think the craziest swing was from the updates as far as a fighter going up or down?
It had to be Piero Rodriguez going up to number 6 at strawweight, dude. That's crazy.
Anything else as far as big names?
Nathaniel Wood up to 9 was really a little bit surprising.
What was he?
He was unranked, dude.
But he deserves that shit, bro.
Higher than Melky Costa and Steve Garcia and Kevin Vallejos. That was a close fight he had with a guy that was just a total debutante there. But
yeah,
I'm kind of scanning through the rankings. I rolled my eyes at a few of them. Like Izzy Adesanya is still number 8 after all the losses he's taken in a row. Is a little weird. Raposo and Kevin.
But remember, those rankings really take into account your resume.
Yeah, official answer is Mitch Raposo now at 11 at flyweight. That's just insane to me.
Bro, did you see his call out? Brandon Moreno? Are you kidding me?
Oh man, Shirez called out Moreno too, bro.
But Shirez, I think, has an argument. I mean, Mitch Raposo. Who wants to watch that fight? I don't think anybody does. Maybe you do.
I was trying to think. I was trying to think who I would take between Raposo and Shirez.
Oh my God, Shirez not even fucking close. Are you kidding me?
Okay, but Raposo's got great sub defense. He's hard to take down.
He would get knocked out on the feet. Well, he would get club and sub because that's what Shirez fucking does when you have the knockout.
I'm telling you, man, Shirez was losing to Felipe Bunis. That guy is not as good as you think.
Yeah, but Shirez is the truth, bro.
I'm trying to protect you for your own good. But all right, we'll move on here. Featured prelim time up at Eric Nolan and Farman Hassanov at welterweight here. This is a fun one. It gets the featured prelim spot because Hassanov from Azerbaijan gets the local crowd buff. Eric Nolan, a CFFC vet that got Basungar Susarkayev in his debut. He's got to play spoiler again if he's going to get his first UFC win, Matty. So what do you think of this matchup, bro?
What did you make of Eric Nolan's Susarkayev performance? Do you think it's more just Susarkayev dicking around?
Well, no, because like Nolan was a little bit quicker up in weight, and like that is such a difficult circumstance for Nolan in that spot because he's up in weight, hadn't had the full camp. Like and he's facing this guy that is incredibly dangerous and well-rounded. And yeah, Susarkayev is a guy that kind of dicks around a little bit, but like I know Eric Nolan in that type of fight in a brawl like that is very dangerous. And like he's a guy that can win in UFC.
Yeah. This guy doesn't have any submissions, all knockouts.
Yeah, one of them was from back mount though. I saw it on tape earlier today.
I don't have a lot for you guys on this fight. I'll lean on Austin here, but I like the favorite here. Just I think Nolan's I think Nolan's performance was more about Susarkayev just fighting someone on short notice and showboating the way that he always does when he fights.
Yeah, at least we can avoid the cycle with this one because I think it's the toughest fight to prognosticate on the entire card here. Hassanov, American top team guy, LFA veteran. I don't think his competition nor his performance is as bad as some of what you've seen on Twitter this week, calling him a complete and total can or whatever. You don't go through a couple LFA fights undefeated if you're a complete and total can. And the thing about Nolan is he's just so scrappy. He's such a gamer. I really love, the way he's willing to throw down, how creative he can get with like knees and elbows, and he's really got that traditional American wrestling. But Hassanov to me is more of one of these typical Eastern European chain wrestlers. I think the sub is going to be a good value number here for Hassanov just because he doesn't have any on his resume. Like I told you, there's a lot of back control. There's a lot of mount control. He's a ground and pound guy, but the thing is Nolan is very tough in those positions, but he's made a couple of positional mistakes.
Bro, and that sub is kind of short, plus 375.
I like that. I'm gonna play it. I really do. I think that because I think on the feet this fight is very, very competitive. I'd actually give Nolan a slight advantage. The problem is I think Hassanov, if he gets mount, if he's able to get those back positions, it is going to be a very dominant one-way traffic, in my opinion. Nolan's a very good offensive wrestler, but I don't quite trust him.
One grappling match in September 2023, and it was some random promotion, and it just says he won. It doesn't say that how the outcome was.
Well, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Hassanov.
Oh, okay, I would have been stunned if that was Eric Nolan on the Fury bats. But I mean, it wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, quicker release, interesting. 6-minute round plus overtime.
Yeah.
That's weird.
All right, let's move on this one.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I will say I don't love that minus 192 money line, but the sub price isn't too bad. Why don't we pay a couple of bills here before we move up onto the main card? As always, guys, our show brought to you by Home of Fight Picks. Our guy Nolan and Hayden. I didn't know this. Like, this is the cool stuff. You find the graphics. Hayden was up like over 5 units last time we were in Baku. So maybe he's just got a thing for the country. He's got a thing for the environment. You never know.
I think he won big on the Roundtree fight too.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to be in these guys' way. They're really starting to build momentum as we move into this summer stretch with UFC. Both of them had a good White House card. Like, I really don't want to be in the way. So code HOF if you want to see their premium picks, because they are true pros. You can see the long-term profitability. You can get them for free using code HOF if you're a new user. 7 days free. You can see those ones here. And these guys can absolutely help you at least consider better angles for both betting and DFS stuff for a little bit with Hey Jive as well. So really good stuff from these guys. Of course, I got to also tell you guys about one of the coolest things Home of Fight is. Matty, is it fair to say that they've literally ever done with Home of Fight here? A quick update on our UFC 329 Fight Week giveaway. When we launched Home of Fight cards, we hid 20 special giveaway cards inside the packs. As of today, we have had 6 cards that have been pulled that have entered people. It's like a golden ticket from Willy Wonka. You can open packs. You rip them. It could be in a 60 pack, could be in a $150 pack. 6 of them have been ripped. 14 of them remain. And if you pull one of those 14 cards when you buy a pack, you will be entered for a chance to win the ultimate Fight Week experience in Las Vegas. That is a stay at the Bellagio, tickets for you and a friend to UFC 329, and a private dinner with Matty, Hey Jive, and the Home of Fight team. Am I invited? Probably not. I've got a lot of stuff coming up the next couple of weeks. I don't know if I can.
You're always invited, bro.
I appreciate you, buddy. The best part is we have no idea where these remaining cards are. Like I said, $60, $150. We could rip one tonight on the show. We really have no idea where they are. If you want to take your shot, head over to homeofightcards.com. That's the repacks through collectibles.com. If you go to homeofightcards.com, you can see if you can get one of the golden tickets left remaining. This thing is so cool, Matty. How many Hey Jives and how many Matties are there?
I think there's 20 total.
So there's 10 of each of you guys?
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think there's 20. So if you pull a card, you have at worst a 1 in 20 chance, but it'll probably be like a 1 in 10 chance depending on how many cards are pulled.
I legitimately want to add the Hey Jive card to my collection if I can physically pull that.
What about me, bro?
I'm sorry, man. I got to go with my guy Hey Jive.
Right.
I'll take a Matty card absolutely as well. Either one of you guys that can do. You can see some of the stuff here. Contest ends June 28th, so make sure to keep ripping packs to see if you can win a trip to
4 days. 4 days away.
Right around the turn of the month. So June 30th, we'll have a winner notified. Keep ripping packs, and we'll see who ends up emerging there.
Let's
really
go.
Cool stuff. Lastly, our show brought to you by Novig. You see the blue line in the corner there. If I could actually figure out what I was doing and do my job properly. Novig, you spend $5, you get $50. Matty lives in Florida. I live in Texas. We're talking cycle parlays because Novig lets you bet and parlay UFC props right in the app. They also have these crazy deals. Like for me, this is the weirdest shit that I bet on, Matty. Top 20 picks in golf, I get great odds. WNBA big lines, I get great odds. I'm up over like 50 units WNBA. If you want to tail me on Action Network, it's the randomest shit. But code fight will get you $50. All you got to do is deposit $5. It is very much legit to have a way to access some of those props as well, even if betting isn't legal in your state. But let's move up onto the main card here. It is a middleweight loaded main card. We have 3 fights at 185. Starting with this one here, Abus Magomedov taking on Michal Oleksiejczuk. Matty, these odds not very live because our guy Michal Oleksiejczuk trickling toward a pick'em here.
Really?
Abus Magomedov as we go through. I mean, Michal has looked reborn with Fighting Nerds, and then Abus Magomedov, a very talented guy as well. Curious for your thoughts on this one. I got a model reading, and I don't know how much I trust it, so I want to lean on you.
Yeah, I mean, I do have this fight a straight pick'em, bro.
Yeah,
I think Magomedov clearly the more well-rounded guy. I also don't think his cardio is bad as like it's perceived.
Yeah.
Ever since the Sean Strickland fight, everyone always thinks, oh, he's just a fade can. Like, bro, you're fighting Sean Strickland. You're gonna get out cardioed, and especially when you're pushing a pace against Sean Strickland. The submission win against Ferreira was impressive, but I think Bruno kind of gassed late there. The Michel Pereira fight, what do you really do with that? when Michel's kind of, has really faded down the stretch of his career. I do think Magomedov was giving Joe Pfeiffer some problems early
Yeah.
in round 1, and I don't think Pfeiffer would struggle at all with Michal, or at least I think Pfeiffer. I think it'd be a bad matchup for Michal against Joe Pfeiffer. I probably, especially with money coming back on. I think Magomedov might be the side here, and you know me, bro. I'm a big Mikhail Zaechuk guy. I love playing him. I hated his last performance. I had the KO, and it ended up going the distance against Marc-Andre Barrios. But I will say, I think that was more about Marc-Andre. I think he looked really, really dialed in that fight, and he's a guy that gets chinned sometimes, but overall, he's pretty durable. He's always in shape. Big Pfeiffer like big power like Joe Pfeiffer's put him away, but other than that, relatively speaking, he's been pretty durable. So I kind of liked how Mikal was still able to, go the distance and look good for 3 rounds, or at least look decent. This is probably the best matchmaking on the card, bro. I think it's a really good matchup here that could go either way. I kind of like length. Is this a 1.5 prop or 2.5?
It's definitely gonna be 2.5. It is. Oh, it is 1.5. Dang, it's
really?
it's minus 141 to over 1.5.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I like length here. I could see a 2 or 3 finish either way.
Yeah.
I like Michal's chin. I mean, let's not forget this guy pretty much had Kevin Holland out of there, and then he went to the ground with him.
Yep.
So I think both guys have really underrated striking on the feet. Michal has the better boxing, whereas Magomedov has the better kicks. Oh, it's such a tough fight, bro. What is both? Let me look at. So Magomedov by decision is plus 650.
Yeah.
Which I think is a crazy angle because what's his striking volume like, Austin? Because that's not a bad look. And then Michal on the decision props plus 475.
He's about 2.8 significant strikes a minute landed behind Michal. So really? he's at 3.07, which is below average.
And who do you think carries more volume late in the fight?
Definitely Michal. I just think a boost, especially the Pereira fight, he slowed down as he goes. But I could see that's an aggregate, right? I could see him being the busier party in round 1, though.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's got a big length advantage.
He's got a nice little reach advantage. Yeah. He's a little bit older.
I think my favorite play here, dude, is the total. So it's interesting you said that. I've got the fight plus 147 to go the distance. It's plus 170 in most books. It's just really hard to visualize to me seeing a boost go out to one of those vintage Polish power left hands.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it's also tough. The worst prop in this entire fight is a boost sub at plus 190 because that was all those sub losses for.
I see 275, but I agree. It's still. I think Zaechuk is more well versed there in the grappling than he used to be.
Right, because he started training.
Would you agree if this fight goes under 1.5 though? That's probably how Magomedov gets like a rear naked choke or something. Because that's how I think the fight could actually end under 1.5. I think otherwise it soars over.
You're probably right. It is just it's so tough for me to believe that Zaechuk hasn't learned anything training with those guys.
Yeah.
But he's in a bit of a size deficit here. Like he's the smaller guy by a good bit.
I gotta lean at plus 650, bro. I think I gotta take a stab on Magomedov decision here, dude.
I don't hate it. I've got plus 403. And that's why I really got to decide which one of these guys. I think a boost could actually get his wrestling going in this fight. And
100%.
Maybe get a couple takedowns, control Zaechuk. I really got to see how this line continues to move. My favorite play is the over. I have Michal minus 115, but that's not a confident enough result for me to feel like he's going to win the fight.
Yeah, and Zaechuk's gone the distance 7 times now, which is way more than you would think.
Yeah. It's crazy to me he used to fight at 205 because I feel like he's small for a middleweight.
Yeah.
He used to fight well at 205. Like he went to a split with Jacoby, or it was a close decision. It's crazy. But I like both of those guys in general.
If Magomedov got his back when they were dry early, do you think Zaechuk would survive?
He could, but I would not want to be holding the Michal Zaechuk ticket.
I definitely think, especially if the line's moving in the other direction, I think you got to buy back on Magomedov here, bro.
I think my heart agrees with you, and that's why I didn't go bet Zaechuk, even though the line is dropping.
You don't have any action yet on this?
Nope.
Gotcha.
I have Mihala favorite, and I'm like, I still don't want to bet it.
Over 1.5 and a sprinkle on Abu's decision. Final answer for me.
Fight to start round 2 minus 245, a definite safe parlay leg candidate. But we'll move forward here.
Right.
I do like.
I love this matchup too, bro.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what you got for me because I was a little surprised by the model result here. Ikram Alaskarov taking on Bruno Ferreira. This is a great fight. Did either one of these guys get a ranking when they switched?
I don't think so.
Alaskarov's 14.
Oh,
and
wow.
so theoretically, Ferreira is probably right outside because he just is
Yeah.
coming off the RoboCop knockout loss. But these guys are both incredibly talented. Could be top 15 guys in the world. Matty, just go ahead and give it to me. What's the angle here? Because you sound excited.
Oh, no, I just think, even though I just said which fight did I say? I think I said this was the best matchup of the night. Honestly, this is up there too, bro.
Yeah.
I've cashed big on Bruno's sub. Which fight was that? That was the Jackson. No, that was the Armin Petrosian fight. I was live at that fight in Vegas, and everyone hated that fucking pick. It was like, I think it was 6-1 on the sub, and I was like, bro, this guy's a BJJ. Yeah, everyone knows him as a big power puncher, but I was like, he's got a jiu-jitsu background, and Petrosian's a kickboxer. So I cashed out big on that sub. Then he subs Jackson McVeigh. Then I cashed out big on Bruno by decision over Vittori. I was like, you know me, I love decision props against these guys with bricks of a head in Vittori. Yeah, so I won 3 straight bets on Bruno Ferreira, and then I won betting against them on RoboCop KO. So I've hit 4 straight bets in Bruno Ferreira fights.
Yeah.
But I don't think Bruno's going to be able to out-grapple Alaskarov. If it's just pure jiu-jitsu on the ground, I think he's probably a little bit better, but it's very close. But I mean, from a wrestling perspective, I think Alaskarov's better. And I think he's the more fluent striker too. So I'm probably leaning Ikram here. Is this a 1.5 line too?
I would presume so based on the way these, but yeah, 1.5. It's a pickup too. 1.5 is a pickup.
I think I'm leaning length again, bro.
Me too, bro. I'm a little surprised to see the total there.
I do think Alaskarov's live for a 2-3 finish, though.
I still have a pretty convincing late finish angle here. I've got it 68.4% likely to not go the distance. Alaskarov.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Both the KO and the sub for him are just outside where they actually sit on this book. Maybe I can get a better number somewhere else. I have KO plus 200, sub plus 530. So it's like just outside where it sits on some of these books here. But like in general, I do like Alaskarov. I got a pretty convincing model result with him, 67.3%. I think Ferreira's takedown defense is a little bit of an issue that obviously a Habib guy could exploit. I don't quite trust either of these chins, which is like, I'm not leaping to play the over like I was in the last fight in this one because I had, there's a little bit of a distrust there. But like, I think Alaskarov's the more technical guy. It really is just about the chin holding up. And like, so for what is Ferreira KO? It's plus 450. I don't think that's big enough for me to actually.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you really put that much stock into the Whitaker KO, and Bruno does have big power, I just don't think he can land the shot.
Do people
like Whitaker's was like a technical uppercut, you know, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And then we can't forget Abu submitted Bruno in round 3 allegedly, despite the cardio issues. So it's like he is a BJJ black belt. He's a guy that you also have to check on the scale too. But it feels like a lot of people weren't super impressed with Alaskarov's last effort, but you and I are Iron Turtle guys. So anytime you take Iron Turtle down 5 minutes, you control him for over 6 minutes. Like that's a really good win, even if it's not the most.
If he was standing the whole fight, do you think Alaskarov would have got him out?
Okay, so if those guys agreed to only stand, I mean, I'm pretty sure Jun Young Park won the distance differential.
Wow.
It was about even. It was actually plus 6. Alaskarov's good, man. I sound like Daniel Cormier, but Alaskarov is good. And I'm not surprised to see him pick up a ranking, but I just think top control is a big, big thing here in this fight with Brett. But like you said, you've been cashing on Bruno. I have not, man. I liked Vittori a lot in that fight, and I was on the total, but like I liked Vittori in that fight. I did hit the Petrosian sub with you. Yeah. Okay, I guess I had the McVeigh sub too.
Right. I think Bruno's win path is a big punch, whereas Alaskarov can win 3 different ways.
Yep.
And
Agreed.
Alaskarev's never been subbed either.
Yeah. I might look toward Alaskarov money line in the safe parlay this
It's
week.
crazy because
Have a little fun.
both of Alaskarov's KO losses were uppercuts, the Hamzat and the Whitaker. And like, have we seen Bruno throw a clean uppercut?
I haven't seen anything that wasn't a looping hook from him.
Exactly.
But yeah, some respect on Whitaker. By the way, we'll talk International Fight Week. He's taking on Nikita Krylov. That is an interesting fight just because of the weight shift.
I think it's such a good matchup for him for his first fight at that weight class.
Again, and I got some flack for this going into the Pereira-Gon fight. I don't adjust for weight because
His
every guy's
speed's going to be fucking 3 times.
He's going to be so fast at heavyweight.
Oh my God. Bro, I saw Krylov fight live, and he was so slow in his last fight. Whitaker's going to fucking pile up accumulation on him.
And that was against Bukauskas. It's
going to look like O'Malley Motino, bro. That's what it's going to look like.
Wow. Okay. We got an early call. I hope I can get a good model result there to back you up. But let's take a look at this next fight up on the card here. We got Nazim Sadikov taking on Mateus Camilo from Brazil. Sadikov, a local guy from Azerbaijan, had that big moment in Baku last year against, it was a come from behind against our guy, Nicholas Moda. Trying to make it 2 for 2 in the home country. Camilo, a tough out, 25-year-old training with Extreme Couture, Matty. So what do you think about this matchup?
Oh, man. So I was at the Apex card when Mateus got subbed by Gabe Green.
Yeah.
I think this guy's got crazy good hands, speed. He's very skilled, but he does – people kind of come for this guy on social media about being a quitter and like fading, and
sure,
it's hard to disagree with that. But I do think the talent's there. And also we texted a little bit about this, but Sadikov gets fucking tagged and clipped, and even in fights he doesn't get finished, he's getting hurt. Yeah. So I do think Mateus early is super live, but if this fight goes past 6 or 7 minutes, it's all Sadikov downhill, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that. I will say though that Camilo, he's only 25, as I mentioned. So
Agreed.
Some of the quitter tendencies, things like that, he's not even 5 years from the best version of himself that we're going to see. So always keep that in mind in these spots. But
guess what? Mateus round 1 KO pays.
What is it?
10-1.
Shoot. That is a big number.
15-1 in round 2. I don't mind a 1-2 sprinkle, bro.
Let's catalog Sadikov's entire UFC career. You ready? Elvin Elder dropped him. Terrence McKinney got the second round sub. There was the fence grab there, but there was really no distance fighting in that. Slavakos had him badly hurt. The Bonfim fight, he was losing up until a doctor's stoppage. Moda dropped him early, and then Faris Zion beat him pillar to post in his last fight out. It's like, would it be the craziest thing in the world if Camilo hurt him here? Absolutely not. Like that you can't convince me otherwise. I just kind of feel like Sadikov's not that good. Like, I feel like he's a B+ in a lot of things, and it's just like, I'm waiting for that definite skill, that way that he separates, that thing that I can lean my hat on. And like, I don't know. Camilo training with my favorite gym. I feel like he's in this big improvement window. Very even size here. I'm with you. You're talking to you said to me, I'm leaning Camilo
plus 460.
KO.
Yeah.
And he's not really a point fighter, so you don't really if he's going to lose.
But I love the 1-2 KO to get the better price point, because I just can't see a world where he would get a KO in the third round here.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, you think they're trying to prop up Sadikov here, but like, look at Sadikov's. He's 15 percentage points worse in striking defense.
Yeah.
Like Camilo actually was pretty good offensively. I had very low expectations for Camilo in that Slavakos fight, and he was able to grind out a win that was not the easiest win. And like, I thought he fought Slavakos better than Sadikov did, and that fight went to a draw. So I'm kind of with you. I kind of feel like it's dog or pass. I don't have any definitive action here. No model results, of course, because Camilo's only one fight in. But
yeah, I'm gonna Go ahead.
I was going to say, what do you think you'd even go cycle with Camilo KO?
No, this fight's not touching the cycle, bro.
Yeah, I feel that. By the way, we a little bit of a blunder. We don't have a Charles Johnson Asua Almabayev slide in here. Wow. I just noticed that.
I'm gonna do one more bathroom break, bro. I'm sick and I'm drinking a shitload of water. I'm gonna let PD rip an elite card.
All righty, let's do it.
Sorry, boys. Here you go, Pete. Let me remove this. Here you go, bro. Can you give him 1 minute? Give Austin a minute to pick a user and then go ahead.
I'm going to pick myself if we're ripping an elite
Go
card.
ahead.
Let's see here.
Am I ripping?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm waiting to see if anybody sent us a super chat here we got guys coming into chat here. Let me pull one. I had a guy upset that but he wasn't rude about it. He said I've never had mine pulled so far, and I've tried every time. Birch, you still in here, buddy? I can't I don't see your username in here so I can throw it up on the screen. I'm showing good things come to those who are patient and wait. There he is. There's my every time. I've seen Birch in here a lot. T Birch 98. He's commented on a lot of our fights. Good things come to the and look at that. He sent us a super chat anyway. We appreciate the support, guys. All you guys throwing that stuff in there. Let's rip this elite card PD for
Let's get it.
Our guy T Birch. We gotta rip you a card. Do you have a collectibles username, Pete?
Yeah.
We gotta rip you a card.
I rip too much. I'm addicted to the game.
These are Matty funded rips, so you're all good.
Here we go.
Let's see what we got, T Birch. Ooh, Tom Aspinall, $110 card. That is a sweet one.
Yeah, what kind of card is that? Chronicles? That is
sick. It is a Chronicles. I do like the art on that one. PSA 9, $110 card, but it did not quite return value on a gold pack. No, but Matty bought it for you. So we'll ship that over to you, T Birch, as well. We could do some more 60 packs with what he's got there as well.
Oh yeah, come on.
I'm gonna throw up my guy Nando 0789 here as well. This is not a quote unquote juicy one, but I'm manifesting my best luck for you, Nando.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's get it. All right, Matty.
Yeah, I'm grabbing a water.
Dude's down horrendous today. All right, come on, boys.
Hydration is never a bad thing, man. White slipper.
Give us something good.
All right, we got Anthony Lionheart Smith. It is a PSA 10, but it's a $40 card, Nando. We were going big fish gaming.
Yeah.
Okay. I really wanted that, Matt. We love that comment. I wanted the card with Matty to be entertained at the dinner. That's what it's all about.
Put some respect on Lionheart, bro. $40.
Yeah, bro. PSA 10. Who knows? Maybe he can BK. Look what we got a comment from, bro. He wanted the Matty card so he can win a dinner with you, bro. That's good stuff. Can we do one more 60 pack, bro? He says it's his birthday.
Yeah.
White slipper, no 561.
I want to see your driver's license though to verify.
He told me he'd send it to us. He's not messing around.
Tweet it on Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let me see how much bread I have.
How old are you turning, White Slipper? Are you an old man like me?
White Slipper, comment your social security number.
All right.
Is that Kyle?
That's Jake. All right, here we go. Jake's from Philly.
34. You are old, just like Matty and I.
All right, here we go. Imagine he pulls a fucking monster on his birthday.
I'm hoping we get one of the experienced ones, bro, just so they can see what it looks like and then go try to win additional. Caitlin
Chukagian on your birthday. You're down horrendous, bro.
That is Caitlin.
Hold on. I'm selling that and ripping him again. Hold on.
Oh, that is a
unless that's his favorite fighter. Speak now. No, it's too late.
No, I really don't think you have to worry about that.
All right, we're ripping him a new one.
Caitlin Sermonera as well, by the way. Now we got the married name in there.
Here we go. We got to do better than Caitlin, bro. Here comes a Molly McCann. Bro, I bet the Mexico game to end in a draw, and it's 0-0 in the 48th minute.
Oh, let's go.
I didn't even post it anywhere because I bet it 1 minute before the game.
How about for your birthday? PSA
wow,
10,
Islam Makhachev. PSA fucking 10. 2025 Topps Finest Gold Moments. Bro, if you get that shit signed, that's a monster card.
That is a monster card. If it got signed.
Happy birthday, cuz.
Yeah, maybe take a flight out there to in Chicago, right? Islam and Gary at 3:30.
That's a great rip on a $60. That's a good rip.
Oh, it's in Philly. It's in Philly, isn't it, Jake?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's in Philly. So maybe you can go visit our guy Jake Nowak, get that signed, and
I'll sign it.
Card on you. I don't know if you signing it would turn it into.
I'll just write Islam Makhachev. Who will know?
But yeah, that's good stuff. All right. Matty, real quick, we do not have the slide. What do you think about Asu Almabayev taking on Charles Johnson, flyweight inside the rankings?
What fight?
Asu Almabayev and Johnson, Charles Johnson.
Oh, bro, I actually have a lot to say on this fight.
I'm all ears.
I think Asu's like the worst matchup possible for Charles Johnson.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
I love his pressure. I like his durability. I think Charles Johnson's going to be I follow Johnson a lot on social media, and like he's like going to be really gunning for a big performance, trying to land a big shot on the feet, because I know he wants like a good matchup next, or he wants to stay active and get on a big card coming up. I just think Almabayev is going to smother him, bro. I don't know if he gets him out of there with a choke. I could see a back take, but I trust in Johnson's durability. And his defensive grappling enough that I don't think Almabayev will catch him the way he did in the Perez fight, round 3.
Yeah.
So I like Almabayev decision. I actually think it's a solid look for this cycle.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I am in a really difficult position with this, where like going in on the surface, this feels like a tougher version of the Cody Durden matchup for Johnson, and he got shut out in that fight. So it's like, how do I have
it's a great comparison though.
Yeah, I think it is the type of game plan Asu always executes. But I will say, I feel like Johnson's takedown defense has gotten a little bit better since that fight.
For sure, but he can back him into the cage.
Yeah,
and really mix in the striking and relentless grappling.
Yeah,
I'll say this: why a guy that knocked out Loner Kavanaugh and Josh Van? Why is he a 2-1 dog, bro? He's probably going to be the most public dog of the week, I would imagine.
You think so? I think people really respect Abus.
No, I think the casual MMA betting audience is going to love Charles Johnson at 2-1, bro. I think they're going to love that play.
Interesting. I really do think it just comes down to, whether we get the Johnson that fought Durden or the one that was able to out-scramble Maxim and win a tight decision. I do think that is Johnson's ceiling here, is like edging out the decision by the tiniest bit. And forever I got those huge numbers on Charles Johnson knockout. They're gone. It's plus 650 here. I think that's a really bad number. I think if you like Johnson, you just play in points plus 300. It's probably a more appropriate money line. But yeah,
Almabayev decisions plus 110, and I think it's free, but the number sucks. We got a quick question from the chat on the cards, guys. To be clear, you have to pull a Matty or Hayjive card to be entered. So if you want to try to pull that card, you can sell cards back and keep ripping. Correct me if I'm wrong, Austin or Jake, but are the cards just on the gold packs, or are they in both?
They're in both. They're
so you
totally
can rip a 60 or a 150 pack, but the key is pulling a Matty or Hayjive card and then just holding it, and then you're in the raffle.
You'll not be able to mistake it, because you'll be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then it's Matty or Hayjive on there, and you're entered into the contest. You'll be like, "Who is this?" And it's one of these.
And
guys.
The cards hold their value, so you guys you don't have to worry about that.
Yes, that is true. It's a really good program. Don't think Asu gets the finish. Yeah, it's a really tough fight to prognosticate. Like you said, I don't love the number, but Matty, I understand. We're looking for a high floor cycle to get you back through the hoop. Yeah. So I get it.
And the Matty and Hayjive cards can be sold back, I think, for like $180 or $200, something like that. And then yes, the cards come in they're a fully graded card in a case. Every card on the Homa Fight site.
That's what it looks like right there.
Is this the co-main? Is this the co-main?
This is the co-main. We are now at the co-main. We did not have an Asu Almabayev and Charles Johnson slide, but now we do have a slide for this one. Shara Magomedov taking on Michelle Demolador Pereira. Matty, we get this Shara fight once a year. It always feels pretty big. It always feels like he's in these big spots. Michelle Pereira coming off a win over Zach Reese. He is a plus 250 underdog here. Is this a prop-up spot for the latest Shara highlight to you?
Oh, my God, bro. I think it is.
Okay.
You know how I feel about fading Nixick guys, but like, bro, what has Michelle Pereira shown us in his? It's just crazy, bro. Like after his 3 straight round 1 finishes at this weight class, could you imagine getting him at this price after that? But now he's just been terrible since then.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the bet in line's pretty spot on here. I think Shara is going to win a decision, bro. I don't know that both these guys move so much on the feet that I think length makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. The thing that has me pausing on Pereira here, because I typically tend to lean underdogs at big prices like this, but I'm not too bad on Shara. I've got him 61%, so it's like it's not crazy. But
oh my God, don't tell me that, bro. I'm behind. Did they really score?
Who knows? Maybe we can get VAR involved. But Pereira's cardio is just so bad. And like he was dragging in that Zach Reese fight. Reese is not a guy you typically see in deep water.
They fucking scored.
Oh, dude.
All right, I need a check goal in the next 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
Well, they didn't start Ochoa
It's
in
not
goal.
the worst case scenario. If someone was going to score, I was hoping it would be Czech and then Mexico would tie it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get a check goal there for you. But yeah, I don't think Pereira has the gas to make it 3. His fight with a boost was very underwhelming. And Shara is this guy that if there is anything you can count on him for, it's high volume, it's pace, it's cardio, it's creativity. It feels like all of these things that if Pereira's cardio is wilty at all, especially if he comes out here and says, I'm going to wrestle. Like that's my game plan. I think it could make him even more tired. So
I agree. I don't think he's going to be able to take down Shara maybe once.
I've never been the Shara Magomedov guy. I always have felt like his defense is a little bit problematic. He obviously doesn't really ever mix it up. I think his style is more pretty than effective, but I've also got my warts with Pereira here. So I really don't have any action on this fight as it sits. I will say it's another fight where I kind of lean length more than anything. I feel like I say that every single fight in this particular era, but I could easily see a Shara KO like 2-3 sort of angle as Pereira slows down. And
sure. I can't trust Shara to get a knockout, bro. It's like MVP. You know, you bet the knockout, it makes sense on paper, but it makes you want to pull your hair out while you're watching him fight. And it's like the decision just makes so much sense. What is that decision price?
It is plus. Okay, these are terrible numbers, so I can't even.
It's plus 165. I mean, you get a 3.5 to 1 favorite at plus 165 on the scorecard. Sign me up.
Yeah, I got plus 192, so I'm really not that far off from that.
Yeah,
Pereira by points is plus 650, KO 9-1, sub 15-1. Like
I think Michelle subs the only path, which is crazy to say.
Yeah,
Shara's got a chin too, by the way.
Yeah, he got hit, but he got cracked in that second round of that Barrio fight, and really did pretty well to survive to the end there.
I love Shara decision, bro.
I think it's a good look. I'm almost there analytically, and I think it may be overrating Pereira just a little bit because of those dominant decisions he got.
I mean, who is Shara really knocked out that wasn't like a crazy, like the double back fist? You can't replicate that. And then the other KO was Tricoli. So like. You know, he couldn't knock out what was it, Bruno Silva? Shara by points might be in the cycle.
That old Shaychuk win is not bad, but the rest of his Pereira's 185 wins are terrible. Andre Petrosky, Potieria, Zach Reese. It's like Shara is, and I feel like Shara is improving each time we see him. So
yeah,
I like that. Shara, maybe 3 decision. You hedge that Pereira gas tank angle a little bit, but I don't mind it at all. All righty. All right, let's build our
Super
super.
chat.
Let's go through our super chat parlay before we go on to the main event. All right, I'm gonna read these in order, guys, and Maddie's gonna take his king of the hill. Sometimes I don't even get to the end of the list. That's why you should send them early. First one, we got a boost sub bullet KO Fazeev decision.
No.
Okay, Ruzaboyev sub bullet KO Almobayev decision.
No.
Ruzaboyev sub Ferreira KO
No.
Almobayev decision. He gave us the Novik odds there, though. John Matsumoto decision. Wow. Donchenko sub Ikram KO 32-1.
All right, keep that one.
Okay, we'll pin Fernando here. Asu sub Torres KO Ikram decision.
Keep that one, maybe.
Okay. Ofli Reyes end sub Ferreira KO Ruzaboyev decision.
No.
Abdul sub. That's Yakyayev, Nazim KO, Fazeev decision.
All right, keep that one too.
Okay, we could potentially go fight ends KO there. Let's see if we're going through here. Yakyayev KO, Magomedov decision, Ruzaboyev sub, Bullet KO, Sadikov sub, Almobayev decision, and then Bullet KO, Almobayev. No. Okay, so the two we're picking between then, I technically have three. We have Matsumoto decision, Donchenko sub, Ikram KO. 32-1, or we've got a
go back to that one.
Yeah, I like that. I just kind of wish it was Ikram ITD.
I mean, I kind of like the last two legs is ITD.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's 32-1 at that. Let's see if I can build this thing.
Matsumoto's on the prelims, right? Yeah.
I gave out a decent sized play in WNBA plus 9.5, and they won outright.
All right, Donchenko finish. Oh, it's minus 220 though.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, there's a huge difference because like Donchenko subs like 7-1.
All right, let's do this. Let's take that one, but I'm gonna do Ikram inside the distance.
Okay, you building it on Hard Rock then?
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that pays 32-1. Let's see if we get approval from Fernando.
It does. Wait, that pays 32-1 just with ITD?
With Matsumoto decision, Donchenko sub, Alaskarov finish 32-1.
Shit, he gave 32-1 with the KO.
It's
so he said, "Let's do it." All right. So Fernando said, "How about this?" Fernando sent us $4 today. He walked away with a sick card.
No way. Mexico 2-0. It's over.
Oh fuck. That was, by the way, our guy Priggs picks in here with the score updates at fastest television.
There's no chance they score 2, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely not. But all right, Matty, let's go to the main event, buddy.
Fuck me. Just go.
My bad. That's totally on.
So pissed.
I fell asleep at the wheel. I was also paying attention to the Mexican.
Bro, the clear. It was a defensive fucking lapse, bro.
Nothing but top shelf production quality, but it's well worth it because we're about to talk about this insane fight at lightweight in the main event. We got Rafael Fazeev taking on Manuel Torres. Matty, you've taken a couple of bathroom breaks today. This is not the fight for that because Manuel Torres is usually a guy that'll decide it within about 7 minutes or so. What do you think of this matchup with Torres taking a little bit of money? This one looks like it's going to close about a pick'em. Fazeev coming off a loss to your guy Mauricio Hufi, and Torres getting a win over your guy Grant Dawson. So,
yeah,
how do you evaluate where they stand, and what do you think of this?
I actually think it's a tough fight for Torres.
Okay,
you know, the guy, to his credit, gets everyone out of there in round 1. I don't see that happening against Fazeev. There's a prop that I really like. And it's either fighter to win in round 2 at plus 350. I love that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I think Fazeev could maybe melt him round 2-3 angle. But I do like Torres. I like his skill set. This might just be a big jump for him.
Yeah. I mean, he is just the problem with his sample is he is so big and he just has terminated so many people that like we know we know at some point with the level of competition that there is going to be this spot where he's not able to get them out of there and the death gas is coming. He's going to death gas against somebody. So we've gotten some comments in this chat. Fazeev 2-3-4 KO, Fazeev decision, buy low on Fazeev. I'm actually surprised to see our chat so heavily on Fazeev because I thought Torres would be a little bit of a public play here.
Yeah, I've seen everyone on Fazeev this week.
Really? That's interesting. I bet Torres on Monday. I bet him at plus 110, I believe is
that's
what
a good number.
But I I've never been a super huge Fazeev guy. I've always been a little bit worried about his head defense. And I think the biggest problem with Fazeev is he is beautiful with the kicks, with the Muay Thai. I don't think he ties his hands very well together, and it really bit him against Rufi. Like, he looked so bad in that matchup because Rufi was just faster. He was able to land with his hands. He was able to put like his jab and his overhand won him that fight in that. And it's like Torres is a guy that is not nearly as good of a boxer, but his forward pressure is just insane. And I don't feel good enough in Fazeev's defensive fundamentals to think he's not a guy that can get terminated here. I do think the sub is always possible. We saw him club and sub Chris Duncan. So
but Duncan, Fazeev I think is too well rounded, and he's got a small neck, low center of gravity. Like I just can't see Torres subbing him, bro. He'd have to chin him like the way that Hoofy did.
Neck, good argument. Grappler, I think Duncan's a better grappler than Fazeev is.
He's bigger and stronger, probably has better takedowns, but I'm just saying defensively, Duncan is known to give up those positions in the back, like in the Moicano fight. I just think it's going to be very hard for Torres to sub Fazeev. If he got his back, I think he would ground and pound.
Yeah, I really do think that the entirety of this fight will be fought at distance. Nobody has been able to take down Fazeev. He's got a top 5 takedown defense in UFC history for as many takedowns as he's had. I have Torres KO here plus 136, so I think it's going to be a good enough number to play, which is very rare for me. But like that's just the power that he has shown to this point. It's Torres KO is plus 120. Is that true? Is it plus 125?
It's his only win path, bro. I cannot believe people would sweat 25 minutes of this fight, even at plus 350, bro.
No. There's so many ways you could shave a little bit of juice off of Torres. Yeah, I've got Torres KO plus 145. But
30 minutes in the cage with Gagey and couldn't get Fazeev out of there.
Yeah, let me see if I could just get fight doesn't start round 3 and KO. So like I get Torres 1-2 KO specifically is plus 168. And it's like he's a minus 110.
I love that round 2 finish either way, plus 350.
I would be afraid for Torres if this fight started the second. He fights one way, man. I just think the problem with that round 2 sweat is like he's gonna put his head on. He did against Bahamundes. He's gonna put his head on the platter if he doesn't end up getting the finish himself. It is crazy to think someone has had this much success fighting this way in UFC. But like he is so big for the weight class. Trains at Trump Gym with Juan Diaz and Morales.
He just looks like a welterweight, bro.
He does. He's so big for this weight class. So like Fazeev has never been my favorite. So it's like I find a struggle to not want to bet Manuel in this spot, and I already did. So
fair enough.
All right. Let's build some parlays.
We'll get it one of these days, bro.
We'll get it dialed in for International Fight Week, bro. This is not the card for it. But all right, Matty.
We're on Baku time.
We are on Baku time. Do you want to rip yourself a 150 card?
No more rips. I gotta save some for Friday.
Okay, sounds good. We gave away a ton of good cards tonight, so
let's just build your safe parlay and call it a day.
Okay. I go back to the tried and true formula. Safe parlay ended up cashing last week. We had Mosquito.
I think there's some good overs for you for sure.
Yeah, I do. What's your favorite over? Just so I get a pulse on some of the ones we talked about so far.
Hold on. Where's the fucking slides at? Oh, I'll just go on the book. Hold on. All right, hold on.
Was it Magomedov Olszewski?
I think that's a close first versus. I mean, my favorite over is the Shara versus Pereira, but I also like the Magomedov Olszewski over.
Shara Pereira, I could be down.
You could go over 1.5 in the Michel Pereira fight at -220.
It's -220. Okay.
In the Michel Pereira fight.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I actually kind of like that price a little bit because there is definitely a round one stoppage path for that Olszewski Magomedov fight. There just is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. How about this, bro? I got Alaskarov money line and the Magomedov Pereira over 1.5. It's -110.
Done.
I love it. I love that. Hey, and that the money line over formula was good to me for a long time. It hasn't been a good card for it in a bit, but I love the bones there. Alaskarov money line. Like you were saying, I think Alaskarov's got a lot of different ways to win. I'm gonna have nothing big in terms of method of victory there. So and then Shara Pereira.
Let's run it. I like it.
I do too. Going for 15 out of 22 is the math on that. Since you and I started doing the show again. That's -110. As always, guys, I shop that. I shop that around whatever is whatever we got. Do you want to build a long shot at all?
No, not tonight.
Yeah, I know you got too much ammo. Like we build a long shot, you got too many moving parts by the time we get to fight week. I'm the same way, dude. That's why I'm always hesitant to bet. I have 3 bets out right now. I have Jefferson Nascimento and Manuel Torres money line. I also gave away my CLV parlay, which I don't think you would tail me on this week. I certainly don't know if it's as good of a. This is why you got to bet it early, is because like Javier Reyes is up to -180. I wouldn't have bet him there. I got him at -145.
Yeah.
So like it was a completely different number, but that's what we're on so far. My full card will be out Friday in the Home of Fight Discord. Plug. As well as make sure
Friday.
Yeah, Cycle Out Friday. I'm going to plug this again here as well. Home of Fight UFC 329 sweepstakes. Keep ripping cards if you want to pull a Matty or a Hey Jime and have a chance to win a VIP dinner with them. Tickets to UFC 329. Shit, I'm going to rip a couple of cards and see if I can get that all expenses paid experience just for the tickets and just go see my buddy Matty. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to our producer Jake, and thank you guys to our fans. We will be back again 4th of July. We're off next week. UFC's off entirely, but then we'll be back International Fight Week. Conor McGregor, it'll feel a little bit different around here, as it should.
Yes,
so
sir.
We'll have, I'm sure, details of winners on the giveaway, all that good stuff later. Hope all you guys' bets cash this weekend in Baku. The fights are early there in the morning. Don't forget about it. Don't forget they're early in the morning, but we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Peace out, everybody.